To change your cost and sales prices within the offer, you can go to the tab Price Calculation after selecting a piece of equipment, and here we see a diagram showing the initial cost from the price list and any discounts you receive from the manufacturer. Then you can add a margin, markup or discount, and the sales price to the customer is shown with the corresponding discounts. To change the selling price and the cost price, we can either press the button in this box, which is for cost management, or in the top part, the button with the coin stack. We see also the drop-down window, and we see that here is Set Up Price Calculation. Pressing it opens a window in which we will have a list with all the manufacturers that have been included in our offer. At the bottom, we have a diagram that shows a summary of margins, total price, etc. To go to change the cost price, we press the first button at the top right, and the software will ask us to choose whether we want to start from an official price list or a price list uploaded from a file. Within the official price lists, we can choose to use a percentage or a coefficient by pressing percentage, and then we can add a percentage to the price list. For example, the library was not updated to the last price list, and we already know that for this year that price list has been increased by 2%. It can be added. While here we are going to insert the discount that we receive from the manufacturer, that could be, for example, 40 plus 10, and possibly add some additional costs or taxes. To see how our discount is calculated, we can also enter an X value in this table, and the software will show us the result of the discounts and increases we have applied to our cost price. By checking this box, we can make sure that the cost calculation is applied as default for that manufacturer for all our subsequent offers. This is the only way to set a default cost price that will be used in the future. Press Next, and this way we have set the cost price. Let's also set the sale price, and here we can select two options. Start with the sale price from the price list or start with the cost price we have calculated. This depends on how you are used to working. There are customers who use the cost price and add a margin and a markup without then possibly making discounts to the customer. Or you start the price from the price list. Then from the official price list, you give a discount, for example. Let's see the first hypothesis. Then we press ahead, and here we see a diagram where we can add a margin to the price list without adding a markup, and then possibly things to start from the official price list. But there is this possibility. Or add a discount for the customer. Then this will be displayed in the offer. Let's put a 20% discount, for example. Here too we can set it as default for this library and then press Next. We see that we have modified the Consultant Demo library, and in this case we press OK and do not close, because closing does not apply the changes. The price is recalculated, and we see that for the Consultant Demo library we have a list price, and here a discount applied to our cost price, and the cost price recalculated in the relative column. We have also activated the column to display our margin. This is a column that can be activated or not among the various possibilities found in the grid management. And then we have the discount that we give to the customer, starting from the list price. This will be the final price to the customer. Regarding the management of the columns within our grid, there is the possibility through the Grid Settings button to hide or show columns. And we see that here we have ticked the columns that we want to show, and the number next to it identifies the width of the column that can be changed at any time. Also, the column can be moved either before or after by pressing the arrows inside this grid. Once you have selected the columns you want to display the inside of your offer, press OK, and the software will regenerate the product entry grid. Let's go back to the price management and see, for example, in the other library, how to calculate the sale price starting from the calculated cost. So here we can see that we have the calculated cost, and then we choose to add a margin or markup using percentage or coefficient. Pressing forward, here we have the percentages to add markup, and then a possible discount to show the customer. For example, we put a 30% markup and a 5% discount for the customer and press Next. We also calculate the cost price for this library from the price list. Our discount on the price list will be 50%. Let's view the Europa Bookshop. We insert a price because this was a library without cost information. Then we insert here in the column a price and see that we have the calculated cost, and then the unit price starting from the calculated cost adds 30% markup, which is a 26% margin. and we have the unit price and then the final price to the customer with the addition of 5% discount. If you see a table with a yellow background inside any of the columns, it could also be the description rather than a discount, meaning that it is a value that has been manually modified by the user and has not been automatically retrieved from the price list. Within the pricing menu, we see that we can also change the language for all manufacturers or only for the selected manufacturer or for all suppliers related to that manufacturer. We can also reload all prices if the offer was created in the past, and in the meantime we have downloaded an updated price list. Through this command, we can reload prices from an updated price list.